Welcome back to another episode of Ask Maya. I'm Maya Novak, an injury recovery expert and health coach, and today we're gonna talk about fear. I got a question from Marcy, and Marcy writes, I've been watching you on YouTube and I have some questions. My accident happened this year and surgery was February 2nd of this year. I'm afraid to walk in my boot and bear weight on my foot. Any suggestions, please? And before we start, I just want to remind you about the online training, 5 Crucial Things for Successful Ankle Recovery, that's gonna happen on the 25th of April. So if you have problems with your ankles, if you injured your ankle or ankles, save your spot at ironbuildflexibleankles.com. So that was a short ad, and now let's start with the question. Marcy, this is a great question. Not just because I know quite a lot about this, but because I know that a lot of people are experiencing the same thing. They're afraid to put some weight on their foot. And you know, I have to tell you, like I have to tell you a little story. It's my personal story, and I know how difficult and challenging it was for me at the beginning. When I got a green light for partial weight bearing, I was like, yeah, no problem. I'm gonna start walking right away and there will be no problems. Wrong, because it wasn't that easy. I was actually really afraid to put the weight on my foot. I wasn't using it for 12 weeks, so for 3 months I was more or less 24/7 in my bed. And you know, when you get a green light, you are super excited, but at the same time you are really scared because A, you don't want to experience any pain, right? And B, you're not sure how this is gonna work. And you know, and usually sometimes you get a green light and doctors and physiotherapists, they told you how to progress. But sometimes I hear stories from people, they just don't know how to start doing this. So they just get the green light and that's it. So first of all, let's talk about how to start putting some weight on your foot. So the first thing that you should do is you should get a scale, because the scale is gonna help you calculate how much weight you're supposed to put on your foot. And what I'm gonna tell you right now is just the general advice, so always check with your doctor or with your physiotherapist. I got a green light for partial weight bearing and I started with 25%. So don't say Maya said that and that's like a golden rule or something like that. So, you know, always check with your doctor, with your physiotherapist, but when I got a green light, I started with 25%. So what does that mean? That means that you take your weight and just take 25% of that weight. So let's say that you have 100 kgs, so you will start putting 25 kgs on your foot. So I still have more or less around 55 kgs, so that's around 120, between 120 and 125 pounds. So I started with around 13 to 15 kgs when I got the green light for partial weight bearing. Okay, so that's the easy part. The more complicated part is that I first thought that it's going to be super easy, you know, what is it, 15 kgs, like nothing. And I started putting some weight on and I was super proud of myself. And then I got to the physiotherapist, and Cheryl, my physiotherapist, she said, well, just show me how much you're putting on your leg. And I showed her, and then we calculated. I put my foot on the scale and pressed down as much as I was able to do, so that I still felt confident. And what I noticed is that I was pushing with only 5 kgs. So 5 kgs and 15, it's like a big difference. So, you know, it took me approximately a week that I went from 5 kgs to 15 kgs. So that's from around 10 pounds to 30 pounds. And, you know, the thing is, if let's say that you had your leg in a cast or in a moon boot for a longer period of time, so you might experience the same. So you might not be able to put all the weight on your foot at once, and it's totally normal, you know. This is the process. This is, even though I had that feeling that it's gonna happen like overnight, no, it didn't. So this is really, you're practicing the art of patience. So this is how you start. So you start with 25% and then slowly you progress. When you have the green light for full weight bearing, that means that you can put all the weight on your foot. But with partial, you start with 25 and then you go to 50%, something like that. Always check with your doctor or with your physiotherapist. And yeah, 50%, that means that you can stand on both feet, but you are still using crutches, because you know, when you are walking, at one point with the gait, you put 100% of your weight on your foot, so you still have to use crutches when you have the green light for partial weight bearing. So this is how you start. You start slowly, you start with a scale, you press down so that you can see how much weight you're putting on, and you take your weight and just take the 25% off your weight. And now let's talk about fear. How to deal with this fear. And it's totally normal to be afraid of putting the weight on your foot to start walking again. And I'm gonna tell you a story with my moon boot and my fear. It was, you know, I had moon boot for more than 3 months, and it was like a protection of my foot. So when I got a green light that I can stop using it, I didn't do it right away because it was scary. It took me probably, I don't know, 2 weeks, maybe something like that, that I was totally confident that I can be without a moon boot, because it was really a protection. So, you know, I told you last week I was talking about this, my muscles were gone. There was, you know, my leg was almost like my arm. So, you know, there was nothing. So I was really afraid, I was scared that I can injure myself again, or I would go to the store and someone would, I don't know, by accident hit me with a trolley or something like that. So, you know, there was a lot of fear going on the inside. So even though I was super excited, I was scared at the same time. So dealing with fear is always dealing with everything that is happening on the inside. If we would be talking right now, well, we are sort of talking, but if we would be on a call right now, I would ask you, why are you so afraid to put the weight on your foot? For me, I was really afraid to put the weight on my foot because I didn't want to experience any more pain. I still remembered, you know, how painful it was, especially the first day after the operation, and I had it enough. I didn't want to experience any more pain, so I was really careful. And I'm not gonna say that, you know, when you will start putting weight on your foot that everything's going to be easy and you're not gonna experience any pain or any soreness. That's not gonna happen. But, you know, this is sort of good pain, a good pain, because if you were really active before the accident, you know that after a hard workout you had sore muscles. So it's the same with your ankle. So you're actually putting weight, your ankle is working really hard, so you're experiencing sore muscles and sore tendons, and this is a good thing because you are making your ankle strong again. So know that you're gonna experience some pain, some soreness, but this is a good thing. So what helped me and what is helping my clients is a plan. When you have a plan, a step-by-step plan, it's so much easier to achieve your goals. And your goal right now is to start putting the weight back on your foot. So I'm gonna share with you a step-by-step plan that you can follow, and I'm sure that you will be successful. So step number 1 is that you have to know that your body is ready for the next step. So you got a green light for partial weight bearing or for full weight bearing with a reason. So that means that your bones are healed. That means that you are ready for the next step. Of course, muscles and tendons are still weak, but your bones are healed. So know that there is a reason why you got the green light for partial weight bearing. Know that your body is ready for the next step. Step number 2 is relaxation and preparation. So what do I mean with that? So with preparation, what always helps me is that I go over the script, what is gonna happen, so that I know exactly what I'm gonna be doing, so that I'm prepared. So right now your plan is to do a step with putting some weight on your foot. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna stand up, you're gonna use your crutches, you're gonna put the weight on your foot, and you're gonna do a step. And you're gonna do that over and over and over again. It's a totally normal movement. You were walking before, so right now what you have to do is that you just have to go over this obstacle, and you're gonna be walking again and running again. So go over the script so that you are prepared. At the same time, work on the relaxation. So why is relaxation so important with that? So it's the same as with the massages. So if there is a lot of tension in your body, you experience more pain. With the massages, if you're not really relaxed, when the therapist is massaging you, you know that you feel more, the massage is uncomfortable. So when your body is relaxed, you will experience less pain. So relaxation is great before the actual action and when you're doing the steps. So really focus on being relaxed while doing the step, while putting the weight on your foot. So go with deep breathing or just stand still and just, experience what is happening. Just feel the body, what is going on. And what always helped me is that when it was really painful, I tried to relax. I really worked on this and it always helped me. So this is step number 2. So relaxation is really important because you're gonna feel less pain and preparation so that you know exactly what's gonna happen. And then step number 3, that could be also step number 2, is visualization. I'm a huge fan of visualization and it made a huge difference in my injury recovery, not just injury recovery but in my life in general. So not when you're walking but when you're sitting on the couch, when just before you fall asleep, visualize how good you're gonna feel when you'll be able to do that step, when you'll be able to walk again normally, to run again. Just feel how good you're gonna feel and how proud you will be and what kind of difference this will make in your life. Because so our bodies always follow our minds. So whatever is happening in your head, your body will follow that. So experience, feel, go deep into your feelings, how awesome you're gonna feel. And this, believe me, this is gonna help you not just to do the first step, but also do your first marathon if this is your goal. It's really important to work on the subconscious level and also to work on the visualization. So these were the tips about fear, dealing with fear, and how to start putting the weight back on your foot again. I hope it helps. If you think that this will help anyone else, please share this video with them. And if you watch this video anywhere else than on my site, novak.com, come on over, leave the comment below. And if you need some extra support, 2 options. Option number 1 is that you join our support group, Injury Recovery BFFs. And it's the most compassionate, the most loving support group, and you will really get what you need. And option number 2 is if you need more one-on-one support, then go to my site, novak.com, and contact me. We're gonna do a plan, a personalized plan just for you, and you will see how much you can really accomplish when you have a step-by-step plan. So that was for today. I'll see you next week, and until then, I love you and enjoy. Bye!